there, Hunch.
No.
You can't do that.
This is elevation. This is highly anticipated. Off the radar like a shockwave. Make the world shake, feel it for some days. Like an earthquake, you can feel the power. If you weak, you can be devoured. I feel it in my spirit, feel it in my bones. It feel like freedom when you free your soul. I am what I say so. This is what the world awaits. Look at me now. I'm on the verge of greatness. I'm unbreakable. Yeah, I'm unbreakable. Look at me now. I'm unbreakable. Don't fold, don't bend. I'm unbreakable. All I do is win. I'm unbreakable. I stand my ground, I'm unshakable. Don't fold, don't bend. I'm unbreakable. All I do is win. The unbreakable. I stand my ground, I'm unshakable.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome to an insanely gorgeous day here in Pennsylvania, where I am feeling what is 75 degrees, blue skies and sunshine on my skin for what feels like the first time now that daylight savings is officially over. And boys, I'm feeling the euphoria of springtime. It is here, the birds are chirping, things are starting to bud, and I'm getting really excited about phase 2 of the Super Duty project. And well, boys, I'm opening this vlog up with the official coin term for the gray Super Duty, because we've been back and forth over the last few uploads on the truck, because I needed to ensure that I was selecting the proper name that was fitting for this rig. And now that you know that we're going with air ride on it, and it is gunmetal gray, this thing's called Recoil. Yes, my friends, that is what we are gonna call this truck. I need to know what you're thinking about it, and I have to give everybody credit for their name suggestions from the video where y'all commented below on what we were going to be naming the truck that had to deal with the genre of guns. It's formerly known as carbonized gray metallic, but it is a gunmetal gray color, and you had dropped comments about the gun theme, gun smoke, gunpowder, black powder, etc. There was a bunch of really good ones. Those are what got me thinking on my flight out to Colorado, and I thought a little further, and recoil is the motion of movement, and movement is what this truck's going to be able to do. Boys and girls, we're going to jump right into the video today, as Jake and Josh have been inside working on the whole rear end assembly. And I just want to add my quick comment before we get into the work footage that's coming in just a few seconds, that Miles of Flight Fab is a truly talented, one-of-a-kind, fine skill of metal fabrication. I've been blessed to work with some of the best players in the industry, and I'll tell you what, there's one thing that sets Miles apart from all those, because he is a one-man band. He takes the time to meticulously fabricate, measure out, and put together some of the best components in the industry. And I wear a lot of hats every single day. You guys might gather that from the stuff that you might put together that I do off of the vlog, but he takes it a step further. The time that it takes to meticulously measure every single bit and piece that goes into a custom kit like this is unparalleled to the normal imagination. That's why I just wanted to take a second to give you that perspective as you watch how beautifully these parts come together and create what is Recoil, a 2022 brand new Super Duty Platinum on air ride. Oh yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you a heads up. We're in the last and final week of Dream Diesel giveaway number 23, so if you want a chance to get 15 times entries, the max multiplier that's back for the end of the giveaway, make sure you guys grab your entries before the deadline, March 24th. And the boys, like I said, have been hard at work in there this morning, turning what is beautiful to absolutely brilliant. Let's get caught up. But first, Otto, how pumped are you that it's nice out, buddy? Otto, hey. Are you so happy it's sunny? You're so toasty, buddy. You're so toasty. I hope that I have this paid for you soon so you can enjoy the benefits of all of that warmth a little bit further on. But man, the sun will take her for now, right, boys? It feels so good.
All that power, huh? Yeah. A heavy weight and I'm true to size. You either move out my way or get moved aside. Ain't no choice in this matter. I decide. If it's do or die, I'm too strong to take a life. Like a veteran, I've been down the war path. I'll take what's mine, you gotta give me that. No excuses, day in and day out. No fear, I believe and I'll never die. Ride till the wheels fall off of it. Rise from the bottom to the top of it. Haters gon' hate, but you gotta love it. Watch me now, I'm bringing all that power. All that power. I'm bringing all that power. It's an energy inside of me, I'm
which is unequivocally busing. Jesus, they're heavy. I thought you were pressing down on that bird.
Yeah, I'm a king with a pure soul. Ain't no man alive that can take the throne. Ain't no competition, got a sniper vision. So every target I hit to complete the mission. I'm the definition, I'm the essence of focus and domination. I'm the best, it's an understatement, I'm the greatest. I don't respect the rules, I was born to break them. It's my time, I'm heavy in the game like my name. Go hard, power, pain, with everything to lose and a lot more to gain. Victory is key to unlock the chain. I'm bringing all that power, all that power. I'm bringing all that power. It's an energy inside of me, I'm born to be full of that power. All that power, I'm bringing all that power. I can guarantee victory and energy, bringing that power. Ha. I'm the man of the hour, the weak got devoured. No love for a coward, so watch me now. I'm the strongest alive, ahead of my time, fly high in my prime, can't stop me now. I'm the man of the hour, no weak got devoured. No love for a coward, so watch me now.
Sorry.
I'm the strongest alive, ahead of my time, fly high in my prime, can't stop me now. I'm bringing all that power, all that power. I'm bringing all that power. It's an energy inside of me, I'm born to be full of that power. All that power, I'm bringing all that power. I can guarantee victory and energy, bringing that power. I'm bringing all that power. Bringing that power. I'm bringing all that power.
Action-packed is what you guys have been asking for, and boys and girls, I hope we didn't disappoint. Wow, we have gotten so much work done over the last 2 days on the rear end of this air ride conversion kit by Flight Fab. It's pretty crazy, guys, going through this entire installation. We've got about 3 full days into it at this very point in time, if we're keeping track, and the installation has been nothing but honestly extremely enjoyable. Jake and Josh have been at it, making it happen. I was out and about handling some other things, but I got my hands in here. We got all the wires ran, I got everything plumbed in. Airlines are connected in the front, back to the rear, and we're actually just working on some of the minor details now to pull this whole thing together. We've got a dual air compressor set up under here, and well, I don't know why I'm talking about it. I should just show you guys. Now, don't pay all that much mind to a little bit of the wiring mess right now, because we still have some things to connect. Just keep that in the back of your head as you see what we're looking at here. But we've got trailer hitch installed. Looks insane. Love on the Super Duties how much of the trailer hitch receiver is exposed, because it kind of shows and introduces what it is that's underneath this truck, because there's a lot of it. Starting from the back, that's all mounted up. We've got some of our wiring harnesses back in place. 2 rock lights here that still need to be mounted. We're thinking we're gonna put them up along the bottom of the bed, but that's not the eye candy. This right here, all this stuff that you guys just saw throughout the installation. Wow, right? I can't even begin to just fathom how much work goes into this on behalf of Miles. Remember, one man made this. Think about how much time you have in the day, or think about how much time there isn't in the day, glass half full, glass half empty approach. And think about the man that had to take all of the measurements and the tedious process of painstakingly ensuring that every single precise piece of componentry fits in here like a glove. And that's what this kit did. It went together flawlessly. We've interacted with so many different companies throughout the vlog and all these builds, and I'll be honest, there's always some little hiccup along the way. And this one, being that it was the first production kit ever, Miles had even briefed me and said, hey, there might be a thing or two here or there, but Miles, you're a very humble man. I have to give it to you, and embracing that humility is awesome, but this thing went together so good, and I have to say thank you to him for being so existential in the installation process. We have been calling him and calling him and calling him just to ensure that the proper hardware goes to the proper place and everything's lined up in the perfect spot so this truck rides 10 times better than stock when it's done, and he was happy to to help the entire way. So we've got this whole cradle up here that was custom made to basically go between the left and the right cross member here, or the rear and the front cross member. It bolts up like a glove, tight as a glove, fit and finish is perfect. Sean from Peach Bottom Auto Body painted to gunmetal match the air tanks to the exterior of the trucks. That way we can bring in the color scheme from the outside to up underneath, and that looks insane. There's actually a piece that's going to go up in here where these plugs are temporarily. That is beautiful. It's going to finish a lot of this off because although it looks gorgeous right now, it's still somewhat unfinished. Stay tuned for that in the next update video on this truck because you're not going to want to miss it. Then we've got both of our air compressors are actually all the way up in there. You can't see them, but there's one on this side and there's one on that side because this setup will run dual compressors for the quickest recharge possible. We've got two air tanks, a primary and a secondary, connected through a T-valve here that goes up to a water moisture separator that then feeds up into the manifold itself, which then is essentially the brain for managing all of the independent bags themselves. So we've got your left front, your left rear, your right front, and your right rear here, and then there's a drain that comes off this side right here. So most of that's plumbed up. We've got our wiring harness in place, still kind of just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And then these cables right here are from the front Hadley arms, which we have not mounted quite yet. A lot of this stuff is kind of self-explanatory, but I still want to take a minute to kind of go through some of it for those of you that don't quite understand what is all required to convert a truck from a traditional leaf spring setup to what is now going to be a custom 4-link arrangement. So we've got our top radius or control arm now that's mounted to all the bracketry that also houses the lower bracket for the airbag itself. You can see that connects to the axle through 4 through bolts and then a U-bolt assembly, so lots of fastening power there. And then it comes up to the front leaf spring perch itself. Very nice integration. On the bottom, we're actually going to utilize these long traction bars that will also serve as the bottom 4-link, which is very different in the aftermarket because a lot of the times you'll just see an extension bracket come down here. You'll have your upper and your lower radius arm that goes across. But what I love about this kit is it's so function and form oriented, and that is one of the form complements that really exacerbates this kit from a lot of the other ones, because that traction bar will run from the back axle all the way up to probably somewhere right here on the frame. So as you step back and you visualize the truck, let me show you. From right here, you're going to see a lot of the orange from the side in combination with the front. It's going to really show so much of that orange on the side, and then it's going to connect it to the front Flight Fab 4-link drop brackets that you guys saw in the last upload. If you didn't, I'm gonna link that right here above. You can go check out when we did the whole front end of this truck. We pretty much have that all wrapped up. So I'm not gonna get to these today, so look forward to seeing that in the next update video specific on this truck. Okay, so back to kind of how I'm explaining how this all works. These 4 links, make sure your axle stays in place. Once that one's on, this thing is not going to go anywhere. But you got to make sure that when you have a custom 4-link, your axle doesn't go side to side. On the front end of any standard solid axle truck, you have a few bars. You have your tie rod that connects your left hub to your right hub. You've got your drag link that connects your passenger side hub to the tie rod that allows you to steer because it goes up to the actual pitman arm itself. And then you've got this bar back here, which is the track bar. That makes sure that your axle stays perfectly centered as you're driving. Otherwise, the thing would just float around. So what we need on the back then is the same thing. So on the driver's side bracket, you get that same upper control arm, but then you also mount in the rear track bar. Now this one's oriented opposite of the front, and it goes up to the passenger side right here, whereas the front one is driver's side to passenger side axle, and this is the opposite. Miles fabricates it out of 2 pieces that are reverse threaded. So this is your adjustment knob right here. We made a rough calculation as to where we need to be, but we'll lock that in once the truck is under its own weight, because when we drop it down, although the axle might look, it's kind of hard to tell on video, that it is one way. Once it's compressed up into where we're gonna set this thing for ride height, it will center itself out. Without that right there, the whole axle would be all over the place and this thing would be crab walking and we'd probably get made fun of on the internet. Then to complement the front, we've got these humongous King shocks. I mean, these things are absolutely colossal. There's my forearm in comparison, just absolutely massive. That just tie this whole thing together like crazy. We got a lot of tropical vibes going on underneath here with the teal and the illusion orange, and it looks just absolutely bonkers. Then the other part that we have to add, which is kind of nice here on the Fords, is the factory sway bar. So these are factory bolts that Miles had provided. These F250 and typically F350s don't come with sway bars in the rear. rear. F450s typically do. We're going to be adding one of those, so we still need to get our drop rods or our sway bar end links that will drop down, and then there will be a sway bar assembly that goes in the back as well, just for added stabilization.
Oh, wanna know what I am gonna wear though? My American onesie, my overalls. That's good golf.
I don't know how you feel about that.
That's certainly proper golf etiquette, if I do say so myself.
I mean, honestly, worst you can tell them is golf and just do it anyways.
The 3J idiots under the E umbrella are headed to the golf course tomorrow. It should be quite interesting. And then that brings us over to the finishing touch, which is a lot of accent of chrome. So the Flight Fab badge right here, that may or may not be what's kind of coming for up underneath. You guys will have to stay tuned. It's going to look so sick. But these top hat brackets are beefy as all living hell, and they're just so clean. I love it. It fits in here perfectly. Little bracket right here. Not really necessary, but it fits in with the contour of the fender skirt right there. It's the little things, guys, that go such a long way and just goes to show how methodical and thought out this entire kit was from start to finish. There's certainly a ton of other things that I can get you guys caught up on, but I know I'm kind of running thin on my time, and I really don't want to bore y'all with all the little details. If anything, I know you guys are as eager as I am to see this whole kit come together so we can just watch it go up and down. You guys can see why I called this truck Recoil, because it has a lot of action, and this truck right here, it happens to be gunmetal gray. What do you guys think of the name? I thought it was pretty creative. I'm definitely really excited about it, and Recoil is going to be one hell of a truck, without a question of a doubt. Probably one of the most involved builds that we've done in quite a while, kind of taking us back to Dream Diesel giveaway number 14, which was a black first gen Illumiduty with all illusion purple Kelderman kit. It was an absolutely gorgeous truck, and I know Adam Morick out of Illinois is absolutely loving it. It's his favorite thing ever. Josh is on his way out, but Jake, I gotta give it to you guys, man. You guys have been crushing it on this build.
It's been a fun one.
It has been, man.
I can genuinely say that Miles makes stuff so well that everything, it bolts together the way it should rather than fighting. Some of these kits
Definitely.
you kind of have to fight in. Not a single piece of this kit has been fought.
So it's getting towards the end of the day here, ladies and gentlemen, and we've taken it upon ourselves here in 2022 to keep things nice, new, and fresh feeling. An organization, honestly, takes some time out of the day to keep tools put away and everything nice and tidied up, but it actually creates a crazy efficiency in the installation process because you can find what it is that you're looking for, and that's what we are about to spend some of our time doing. Although we didn't do all that bad, you can see that's all we have on the ground today, which, bro, it's absolutely awesome.
It's not bad.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. So, boys and girls, that's time to wrap up this upload. I just wanted to remind you guys that Dream Diesel giveaway number 23, aka Bandit, this limited Longhorn Mega Cab Cummins that's khaki green and comes with $30,000 cash, does end on the 24th of March. And 15 times entries are back for the entire duration of the giveaway until it is completely over. Procrastination Nation, I only got 2 more opportunities to remind y'all that your time is ticking.